Hi everyone, it's
I'm here
Hump
too.
Day. Yeah, Jen is in fact here.
Hi.
You might not think so because the thing wasn't turned on, but Jen is in fact
It
here.
doesn't automatically me when I push a button.
Jen, I'm very impressed with how well you were able to clean this brush. It's kind of freaking me out, to be honest with you. We got a few more flyaways.
It's a perfectly good brush.
Yeah, we'll clip off some of these flyaways. these little flyaways.
Hello, everyone. Sorry. I picked a bad time to put a fruit snack in my mouth. It was a little chewier than I was prepared for. Grizz first, yes.
Grizz Christofferson's first. Dang.
Be Ghost Hunter. Dropping a lurk, Awkwardish Panda.
What's up,
Awkwardish?
Awkwardish?
Get some lunch. What's for lunch today? I had microwave single serving mac and cheese.
Oh, I thought you were about to say I had a margarita, and I was like, whoa, partying for lunch.
No, not this one.
No, I had mac and cheese. I had a mac and cheese, and I had my my like chicken pesto red pepper panini sandwich thing, which was delightful.
Did you enjoy your walk over?
Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
It's actually a really cool little.
I was telling Shannon I drive by it every day.
Yeah.
On my way to and from work.
It's super
and
cool.
Didn't realize what it was. Like,
yeah.
It looks like a little coffee. I think maybe it has a sign that even says
We should have asked
but
if you wanted to join us.
I was like right in the middle. Seriously.
But you should come with us on a walk to do that.
I
sometime.
would love to go for a walk someday.
It was a really nice, refreshing walk.
Wet in my pants.
Smog teeth.
Smog teeth.
Thank you for the raid.
Hello. We're gonna work on finishing up Mr. Robot.
What's wrong with a margarita or 6 for lunch? Nothing. If you're into that kind of thing.
The only thing that's wrong with it is making sure that you're functional for the rest of the day.
Yeah, like if that's what you want, then go for it.
If that's the level of functionality that you want.
But
I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't be drinking it.
Not sure what your boss would say about that. I personally would not approve of one of my employees coming back to work after a six margarita lunch.
What about a 1 margarita lunch?
I mean, if I don't know about it, I don't know about it.
What I don't know.
Jordan's like, good, I'm safe.
Yeah. I don't really drink, so I don't think that that's much of a concern.
No.
And I'm generally pretty happy all the time anyways, so you wouldn't really be able to tell that much.
Smog Teeth said, I love your paint work. Thank you, Smog Teeth.
Well, thank you.
It's not my work. It's Jordan's, but I'm thanking you on his behalf.
she's fielding thank yous for me.
But take care of yourselves. Take care of you. Thank you for the raid. We will take good care of the nerds that you left with us.
All right, let's get all these colors back out here.
Yeah, if you don't have to go back to work, then by all means,
partake as much as you like. Partake as much as is reasonable.
Some days it's a lunch where you drink an extra margarita, and then you're like, oh, I probably can't go back to work. So you suddenly come down with something.
That's
I caught a little bit of a bug during lunch.
I would encourage less of that.
I would encourage not doing that.
Yeah. That seems like not the way that we should approach.
Correct.
I have the impression that both Jen and Jason, and probably everybody else that I worked with, would be pretty upset if that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. We, as a teacher, you don't have an opportunity to go away and get margaritas for lunch.
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't mean that there weren't teachers who came to school drunk.
Oh my gosh. That's wild to me. Like, that's so wildly inappropriate. Like, it blows my mind.
I saw it twice in my 16 years. So, pretty low numbers there, but still.
I mean, I'm glad to hear that it was only twice.
Huh?
I'm glad to hear it was only twice.
Yeah.
I would have been pretty upset if it were more.
Yeah. Right, Clickman, thank you for that follow. Greetings, crew. Wanderer DG from YouTube had a freak brush accident. After the second time I used my amazing X10, it rolled off my desk and hit the floor exactly bristles down. Oh,
Bummer.
Bummer.
I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks.
Wow.
Like a lot.
And cleaning and conditioning isn't helping? get it back.
Well, I know somebody who can help
That's
with that.
well, but I mean, like, that's like a really aggressive drop. Drop it off the top of a building? Here in Wisconsin, we actually have a 2-drink minimum before coming back to work.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, they still make a whole bunch of beer in Milwaukee. James, I mean, maybe she did, but maybe also she was just the quirky art teacher. Because I definitely worked with several art teachers that I would have been like,
These are interesting people.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Jen showed me the link for the art festival that's happening this weekend.
Are you gonna go?
Maybe. It's happening both on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So, I have plans on Saturday now,
Mm-hmm.
which I made earlier today, before you sent me that. And I'm not gonna lie, those plans sound better than going to an art thing, so I'll probably do those. Chris, Gabe, and Philip and I are gonna go play some Legions Imperialis. We're gonna
Nice.
get a chance to play some of that game.
Go to Old World.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go to Old World is the plan. And then after that, myself and Philip will probably go see Dune again.
Yeah.
Or I will go see Dune again. Philip will be
Phil's-
coming for the first time.
Yeah, because
Right.
there are more bars than people and cows combined in Wisconsin. Oh, I didn't know that. Vodka doesn't pair well with coffee. Need something creamy.
That's what they have Kahlua for.
Kahlua.
They make something for that.
Yeah. Bailey's.
Bailey's.
But vodka and Gatorade. There you go. Sounds refreshing.
It sounds like not a great.
It sounds hydrating.
It
Get
sounds
your
like
electrolytes
maybe you're
and
counteracting
booze.
some of the problems that you're creating for yourself. All right. So the robot, I think, is actually pretty close to being done. By the way, the most
It
of the
looks pretty close to being done.
yeah, it's like I gotta finish up like the hands, like this back little section here, and then like finish the base, do the inside of this, polish up the water some more, and then paint the hand. And I think I'm probably gonna be good for this.
James, you should ask that question to Grizz Christofferson. He will answer it for you.
What was the question?
Is the new Dune movie worth the watch?
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to go see it again.
Jordan's seeing it again. Jason said he's going to see it again. So I would say if you're into that kind of thing, it probably was worth the watch.
The funny thing is, I would totally go see it again this weekend with Philip and then be like, Jason, you're back. Do you want to go see it again? Because this movie is really good.
And he might. He did say he wants to see it by himself.
Oh, okay. Then
But
I'll let him go see it by himself.
That doesn't mean he wouldn't go see it with you a third time.
Yeah.
Or maybe when he said by himself, he just meant not like 10 people.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting a little bit more value on the stone here, which I really like. A nice little bit of a gradient. Just trying to make this feel a little bit more contrasty. So we're just doing some like kind of random stipply textures here. Doing a little bit of the finger dab to kind of give it a rough smoothing texture. We're just going to build that up.
How is everyone doing today?
I am doing okay. I definitely am excited to relax at home today. I feel like I've been spending a lot of time running about doing things.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm gonna spend the next couple of days
It's called adulting, Jordan.
at home. Well, yes, but also like I've been just up too late, not getting enough sleep. I gotta reel all that in. Got a whole bunch of chicken that's been marinating in my refrigerator for like a day and change, so I gotta cook all that today, which is really exciting.
Ghost Hunter, you'd be better if you were first. Gotta get here earlier.
Yeah, we can't retroactively change that one.
Gotta be right there, ready to go. Right when we push the button. We push the button at exactly 2 o'clock.
How about this? Be thankful that Paint Liquor is giving you an opportunity to even be first. Because somehow, Paint Liquor's got that stuff on lockdown. I don't know how Paint Liquor does it, but Red Yeti, I'm getting nervous.
Local, so it's easy to know the time. Maybe I don't know.
Adepticon is very close, and I have not done as much as I needed to. I understand how you feel, Red Yeti. I really do. It can be a lot sometimes, so I get it.
Do you have a plan, Red Yeti, for how to get things finished without too much stress?
What are you working on? Are you like trying to get an army ready for Adepticon?
Filthy Drummer Phil, thank you for the follow.
Filthy Drummer Phil, nice. Hey.
Oh, that's all we got, just a hey.
So this mixture, by the way, if you're curious, is the yellow green, dark yellow green rather, the dark yellow green, burnt orange, pale yellow, and then a touch of the brown gray.
Maybe you should move closer to the server that World HQ connects to directly. Red Yeti said I have 2 armies that are 80%ish done, then 4 competition pieces I want to paint.
Oh
have
my
you started
God.
any of them?
Wait, hold on. You realize that Adepticon's like 2.5 weeks away, right?
Probably going to drop all but one of the paint competition models.
Yeah, that's probably wise. I would recommend doing that.
I'd rather cut something out now than rush through. Well, now is only 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
maybe you should have cut something out like a month ago. But have you started any of the competition pieces yet? Because if so, that would maybe be a different story. Otherwise, I'm worried about your stress level, Red Yeti. Abel Hernandez from YouTube, eagerly awaiting my order of some new brushes and noosh. I guess it was picked up today. You guess it was picked up today. Are you local, or did you have someone local pick it up?
I love when people come pick up their orders. It's so fun to meet everybody.
I had a P3 piece all but done, then a varnish incident.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Did the varnish get all hazy on you?
Oh, gotcha.
What happened?
Oh, sorry. I was responding to Abel Hernandez, who's in California, but shop notification says USPS picked it up today.
Oh, very cool.
In California, you should have it in a couple days.
Yeah.
We are right next door.
Shipping's pretty quick.
Pretty quick. You're in that same zone that we are. Hazy like a Krispy Kreme donut.
That is not what you want, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that happened.
It does sound delicious, though. With Wad tomato, Krispy Kremes are good. Just the glaze, though.
I'm crazy because I've never really particularly cared for Krispy
I only
Kremes.
like the glazed ones. They shouldn't mess with anything else. Just the standard glazed, and only really when they're warm. So really, you have to just go there and get fresh donut and eat it, and then that's all I need for Krispy Kreme. OMG, JP Gray, hello.
JP Gray, hello. Welcome to our humble YouTube Twitch stream.
Been on doing our simultaneous YouTube and Twitch stream for almost a week now, I think.
It is a week.
A week
as
today?
of today, right? Because we started Wednesday last week. So we're starting week 2. I think it's been a very successful edition.
Aside from the weird explosion of the whole stream yesterday.
That was a little odd.
So weird.
I have to admit, because you were as hands off as you possibly could have been.
I even
Your
went
hands
back
were
and
literally
looked at
in
it.
the air.
I know. I went back and watched it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm
Did I
pretty
touch
sure I
something?
wasn't doing anything, but
Yeah.
did I? And
No,
went
I
back,
literally,
and
like, glanced over.
right before that, the end of it, we were talking about your palette cam and I said, there's a button for it, but I'm afraid to touch it because I don't want to mess anything up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started talking about standing desks.
Yeah.
And then
the world exploded.
Poof. Crazy.
Oops. Oh my gosh, JP Gray. No.
Oh.
I
The
spent
AC thing is
15
I mean, the fleas, obviously, yes. That sounds like, because I think yesterday you said it was like 800, so that's a significant increase.
Jeez.
And the AC is a bummer, but at least it's not super hot yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is a silver lining on the AC. Can we start a monument con? I can start with a tent in the parking lot. Be sure we do it in winter so I don't cook outside.
It's funny, we've actually talked about that in the past. It's one of those things that's like really hard for us to facilitate out here because there's not a lot of great venues for that sort of thing, at least in the way that we would want to do it. Because we would love to have, an opportunity for our community to come out and hang out with us all for a weekend, right? But, we'd want to make sure that experience was worth your time and effort.
Ghost Hunter said I'm being served the new commercial constantly on my socials, and I'm loving it. Is it the one with Shelby and
Somebody said something like really mean about it earlier. It wasn't even they just had yuck.
Oh.
I was like, what the heck? What the heck?
There are some people who just feel like they need to take 15 seconds out of their day and type yuck.
And mess up other people's day. It's like, my day sucks, so I'm going to make somebody else's day suck more.
And maybe that's what it is. And at that point, you just need to be like, I wish I could give you a hug right now, because you clearly need it.
Yeah.
And we have ProAcon at the basketball building in Phoenix. The basketball building? Like the basketball arena? Where the Phoenix Suns play? Or is there a building shaped like a basketball that I don't know about?
Oh, I have a funny story to tell you once we're done with this line of conversation.
Oh. Super fun ad. Jason in a wig is a great way to end everything.
Very true. It is his new profile picture on Discord.
Yeah.
Or it has been for a little while since we recorded it.
It's not the first time that Jason has been in that wig in a commercial.
True.
For those of you who've been following us for a while, you may remember our Halloween brush scoop ad, where a beautiful flowing blonde-haired Jason is
so good. It's so good. I love it.
It's fighting off a masked intruder.
I just love the like,
yeah,
that he does.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. I mean, my hair is getting long enough that do the hair flip thing.
Jason's hair is not normally a wig. Jason has fantastic hair, but it's not the long blonde hair that you see in the current ad. Oh, that was Jason from his Rated X days. No, he had short hair in his Rated X days. Short with I think the long in the front kind of thing. All right, what's your funny story?
Okay, so remember how I went out to dinner on Monday?
Yes.
So
with a friend from out of town.
Yep.
Where'd you go?
We went to a place called Firebirds, out in Peoria, and I was like,
I've been to a Firebirds. It's a kind of a generic American food type.
Yeah, it's like not quite fancy, but like
a little like above a sports bar, but not like a super.
Yeah. It's like they serve nice quality food.
Yeah.
It's generally a bit more expensive than you would normally get at like a sports bar. You can get a nice cut of steak, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we went there on Monday, and I'd never been to that area before. So when I got over to that area, I was like, this like seems like a really random place to have a whole bunch of like really cool restaurants and like a movie theater, because it was just kind of like felt like it was out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we're like sitting down having our conversation. He mentions that like the Mariners play at
spring training.
Yeah, they have spring training at the
Peoria Sports Complex.
Yeah, which is literally like right there.
Yep.
And I was like, oh well, that explains why there's all these like funny, all these like places. It's just like shocked me because I was like, oh yeah, there we go. Because I was like, ooh, I should come down here more often. This place is kind of cool. There's lots of like neat little restaurants that I've never been to before.
I mean, there are similar
oh, I'm sure
places that are a little closer.
Yes. Yeah, it was a solid 45 minutes to get down there with traffic.
Yeah.
Which I was not as keen about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's spring training time too. Always fun to go to a baseball game.
Yeah, apparently he comes down every year to...
Oh, is that what he's there for, is spring training? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's why it came up in conversation. Because he partakes of the spring training down there every year.
What about holding it in Kansas? But we're in Arizona.
Holding what in Kansas? Spring training?
The Monument Con.
Oh, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us to like travel to a convention
for our own convention. No, we're not going to do that.
We make all of you travel here.
That's exactly right.
That's the benefit of us running our own thing. It would be fun though. I would really enjoy for us to have our own like thing that we do.
Well, then you can feel free to just get right on organizing that, Jordan.
Well, all right then. Challenge accepted.
Because that's the thing, is that it's a full-time job. Like the people that run these shows, that's their job all year long.
I know. I know.
Brutal Burrito, thank you for the follow.
All right, we gotta get the nice fancy brush out now.
Well, JP will buy 10 tables at ProCon. So it'll be 10 tables of Pokemon and us.
But we don't do
and
Pokemon
whoever wants
things.
to come.
Hey, somebody likes us.
It was funny too because there was a theater right next door, and I was like, we finished dinner around like.
Want to go see Dune?
I thought about it. I was like, man, maybe they got a showing of Dune, and I can avoid the traffic on the way home. It was really funny.
Again, we have a business that we are running here, and everybody works. Like every person here has a specific job. There's not anyone here who could have a full-time job as the convention organizer.
No.
So,
I mean, that's like part of what Gabe does, but Gabe does a lot of other things.
yeah, there's
also
not
doesn't
one person here
Do
who could organize a convention
Yeah.
with their current workload.
Yes.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, organizing a whole convention. Yeah. That's like a full-time gig.
Yes, Christmas Sushi works here, and he has things to do all day long.
Yeah, he's like
Everybody
super busy right now,
who
actually.
works here is busy all day long.
We don't have a
Panic
habit
bomb,
of
hello.
of hiring people for
No,
things
we're
that they
not.
don't have. They don't fill the day with. We run a pretty efficient ship over here.
Yeah, have to.
Yeah. But y'all take care of us, so it works good, I think. Alright. Start breaking out the little reflective highlights on the hands here. Can I zoom in anymore? Yeah, ooh, I can zoom in a lot.
Big Bob, you feel like we could use a hype man?
Do we need a hype man? Really don't think
Are you
we
on
do.
social media? Like at the door? Like at our front door? Here in our building?
I'd probably prefer to not.
Let me
to be
tell
honest.
you how many people walk in and out of this building. 20. 22, because of me and Jason. That's it. Only the people who work here. On the rare occasions, people will come in and pick up an order that they've
Created.
placed online, and on even more rare occasions, someone just comes in to buy stuff. So you wouldn't have a lot to do, Bob. We also don't really want a lot of people walking in because we don't have time.
Yeah.
The amount of people that come in now is just right. It is funny because we have so many people. When people do walk in, so Bob, to your point, when people do walk in, a lot of times they're confused. Like they think they're in the wrong place.
Yes.
So,
Like,
but we now have a Shelby who has an office right by the front door. So she can be there. Shelby is the hype man.
Shelby's like, that's not what I signed on for.
Shelby's job description said, including but not limited to, and it listed a whole bunch of things.
I'm pretty sure that's literally everybody's job.
Everybody says-
It definitely said that on mine.
Yeah.
You do
No,
this.
we
this
definitely
thing.
would not let you in with a popcorn machine, Ghost Hunter.
Only if you take it home and clean it every night.
No, I don't want any. I'm sorry. Somebody cooked something a little too long in the toaster oven today, and the whole fulfillment room smelled. We are not making popcorn here.
Oh, was it? Wait. What? Oh, when was this?
At lunchtime, someone burnt their lunch.
Well, mine was not burnt.
Well, I'm not saying it was you.
Well, no, but I know, but I'm trying. Like,
I don't know who it
Philip
was.
and I both used the toaster oven today.
I don't know who it was. All I know is I walked out, I'm like, something burning.
Hmm. It might have just been maybe
no,
it just
was
needs
someone's
to...
lunch. Someone's lunch, literally, Jordan. I'm telling you, it was not
Really?
just crumbs that were burning.
Oh,
It was
okay.
full on
Okay.
burnt food in there.
All right, well, it definitely wasn't me then. There's no way. I believe you.
Thank you.
It's not me not believing you. It's me trying to like make sure that it wasn't me.
Thank you, Red Yeti. Exactly. Finally, someone gets it. Red Yeti said, everybody acting like we don't already spend time at multiple cons. Red Yeti said, I would miss seeing you at Gen Con and Adepticon if you stopped those for your own. Yeah. Only so many days on the calendar to go to cons.
What do you mean? There's plenty of days to go to cons on the calendar. We just go to a lot of them.
I don't want any kind of food machine, Ghost Hunter. No cotton candy either. We definitely don't need everyone just eating sponge sugar in this place.
Save me from the sugar.
Everybody walking around yelling. Being all amped up on the cotton candy.
All right. I have a recommendation for anybody who paints this model. Glue it to the base after you're done. Doing this all with the model on here. Bit of a nightmare. A weird angle to begin with, but you heard anything from Jason? How they're both doing over there?
They're doing all right.
All right. Glad to hear it.
A few messages today.
Making sure those knuckleheads aren't getting themselves into trouble. Not that they would.
No.
Well, I mean, they do have Kyle over there. Kyle's a bit of a Titan personality.
"7 minutes ago, asked how things are here.
Things are doing
Pretty standard.
what they do.
As far as I can tell, everything's fine.
Life goes on. Thank goodness.
Jason is in Kentucky right now, JP Gray.
Yep.
That's no secret. Sure, they're having lunch together every day. Nobody getting ditched.
Wow. Thanks.
That was one tomato.
Wad. All right. We're going to pull this one out. Wadtomaton, I'm mad at you.
Uh-oh. You got a full name. Gonna have to sample too much bourbon in Kentucky. Red Yeti goes to 20 plus cons a year. Lots of smaller local, but also big ones like Gen Con or Origins. Planning a trip to Essen Spiel in 2025. A lot to go for me, so I can't imagine having trucks of product. You guys always have an awesome booth layout. Thank you. Yeah, we so for a couple of them, like, well, I should say all of them except Adepticon, really, we have to take our stuff. Like Adepticon, we ship it. We have big crates that it all goes in there, and trucks come and pick it up, take it to Adepticon for us, and then the crew at Adepticon unloads it and sets it all up. But every other show, I think, well, New York Comic Con last year, you guys just flew and showed up. There wasn't really a booth though.
Correct.
But Gen Con, well, starting with LVO, that one's close, so that's an easy one to drive. LVO, Gen Con. Oh, Nova, you didn't do a booth really either.
I mean, we sort of did. Not in the traditional sense.
But not like, yeah. Not
for us,
not
yeah.
Like Adepticon.
Yeah, we did not have our full-on booth. We just had like a table with Jason
so for
and
the
I
booth shows, which is LVO, Adepticon, and Gen Con, Adepticon is the only one that we don't have to have people drive to. Hoosiers just got back from the dentist with a cavity. Boo.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
No fun. What are you guys talking about?
What are they talking about? Are they talking
Burning
about weird
bag
stuff?
of dog duty. Miss here. I don't know.
People
We're
being
talking
weird.
about Ghost Hunter said we have a security guard, Shelby.
I
But
mean,
Big Bobzilla is talking about dog duty and a burning bag to distract from something.
what?
Wad Tomato said they wouldn't have a spinning sign hype guy to catch me. Something is
What
afoot
is
here, and I
happening?
missed it.
Y'all are getting a little weird today. Like weirder than usual. Is everyone okay? What's up, Jade?
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know who promised you that, Ghost Hunter. I wasn't here for that. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Soak up some of this paint. Get it to dry. You can see that little like line in the inside here where I'm putting my brush, where that paint kind of soaked up against the edge of the walls. We just want to get that out of there. So one, it dries faster because that little pool is going to take a gajillion years to dry.
The dude. Hello. Happy hump day to you.
The dude.
Travis, hi. Definitely not paint liquors. That's true. We don't do that here.
Also, definitely not paint liquor.
It's not paint liquor either.
Paint liquor is gone.
No.
Painting things nobody will ever see. No, what do you mean? This is all stuff you'll see.
Oh. All right. Big Bobzilla suggested that Wad Tomato ding dong ditch because Baby J used his full name. Saying I'd get away with it because you wouldn't have a hype guy out front to catch me. Bob added the flaming dog tooth bag because he's seen too many 80s comedies.
Wad, tomato, and good old Wad.
Down at the bottom of this. 2 days ago it was 70 and glorious. Today you're freezing your booty off, Hoosiers. That sounds terrible. It has gotten not really cooler here, but cloudy. It's gonna rain tomorrow, I think.
I love living in an area where you can like sort of predict the rain.
Where you can what?
Sort of predict the rain.
Oh.
Like it's so sunny here that when it gets overcast like this, you're like, oh, it's definitely gonna rain. We're
Oh,
gonna get some
but
rain.
it doesn't always.
Usually. Well, we got all excited about nothing, I guess.
Really only looking like it's gonna rain in the morning tomorrow anyway.
Sorry. I forgive you, nature, for not giving us more rain. So, Jen, what do you think about potentially coming on and painting a little bit this week?
Maybe.
Feeling up to it. It'd be fun.
It'll probably be a spontaneous thing.
Yeah.
If I
Jen will
do-
come in and be like, get over to the producer's chair, Jordan. I'm streaming today. I can't believe I've almost been here for a year now.
Oh.
Thinking about it a lot lately. It's been a crazy year.
You're gonna stay in your apartment for another year? Your
Oh, yeah.
lease for a
Oh,
year?
I already renewed. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
I guess, yeah, you have to figure all that out well in advance. Of
Yeah,
the-
I love.
the end
I
of the
really
year.
like my apartment.
Good.
I have no reason that I'd want to leave. So
Good.
the complex is nice and
Mhm.
it's safe, which is also great. You know, I have a good spot in the complex. It
Mhm.
doesn't get too hot because I have the benefit of like, even though I live on the top floor, I am in the center of the complex, so my building is like surrounded by all the rest of the buildings. So I don't get any direct heat from the side.
Mhm.
I just get it from the top.
Yeah.
So which is not too bad, because it doesn't like go through the windows and then like get even worse.
Yeah.
Right. So, luckily my apartment stays pretty cool all year round.
Mhm.
Obviously I still have the AC on because it gets really hot here.
You can't not. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't not. But it makes it easier to deal with,
Mhm.
and you don't have to spend as much heat.
And you're
as much
covered
heat.
parking, and
Yeah,
that makes a
covered
huge difference.
parking, and lots of good beneficial things.
Yeah.
For that complex, and it's literally a stone's throw from work.
Yeah. Good walk.
So I definitely need to start walking.
Got a pretty short window of time here remaining before it gets to be really hot. So
Yeah.
I want to get a couple walks in before it turns to 90 degrees.
You're not
Because when
wrong.
you come back from Adepticon, it's gonna start getting warm.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Unfortunately.
Oh, constantly. Yeah.
What's
Where are those stones coming from? Oh, that's Jordan.
Yeah, I'm just like hucking stones
Yeah.
across the way. Gonna hit this with a little bit of a dry brush. Really, really light one on the inside lip back here. As well as I can kind of get in there. We'll kind of smooth out some of that gradient that I've got in there. Yeah, I like how that's turning out. Some more of this on my brush. I'm just using pale yellow for this. Yeah, it looks much better. Might do a little bit of airbrush filtering when I'm done with this, just to kind of smooth things out a little bit. We'll see. We shall see how I feel. Are you guys, or well, I say you guys. Well, I guess Jason will be back this weekend. Do you guys have any plans on going to the art show this weekend?
No, I don't. I have plans
Oh.
both days, and Jason, I don't think will be back until Sunday night.
Oh, he drives.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because he's leaving Friday.
Yeah.
And it took him. He left here to go to Kentucky. He left Saturday afternoon
Mm-hmm.
and got there Monday night.
Yeah.
So he leaves Friday. Get home till sometime on Sunday.
Yeah. And I'm sure that he will not want to be doing anything outside. He will want to probably relax. Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. That's one of those. I just got done with a very long drive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sleep.
I don't want to even. Yeah, he's not gonna want to do anything.
Or play Noida.
He wasn't playing that too much, I don't think, before he left.
He played it on Friday while he was here.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Yeah, he was showing Chris all about it while we were waiting for the movie. Jordan's throwing stones at work. Well, technically, if I'm throwing them from my house, then I'm not throwing them at work. Although I could hit my apartment complex from work, but, you know, not necessary. Am I crazy, or is the chat on the left different than the chat on the right? Deal with that.
The one, yes, that's the Twitch one. You're both. This is how we'll see all the raids, and
Oh, okay.
that's where we have to raid.
Still getting used to this new spaceship that we have. Our new stream setup is not super different, but it is
Different enough when we've been doing it the same way for a long
Yeah.
time.
I'm so used to it being one way, and now that it's a different, I'm like, what is happening?
That's probably pretty accurate, Wild Tomato, but he doesn't lay on the couch. He would just sit on the couch.
Jason?
Yeah. That I could see Jason getting home and being like, I'm laying on this couch, I'm petting this dog, and that's my night. And yes.
I could imagine him saying something vaguely like that.
Yep. You maybe are zoomed in too much or something? I don't know why it keeps going down to the bottom.
It's because I'm flipping the model upside down.
Oh, okay.
I'm keeping the same orientation, but when I flip the model upside down, it does that, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes I'm doing that just to get like a decent angle on something that's kind of hard to get to otherwise. Just let me know when it happens, and I'll adjust. Get up really close for these kind of wrist joints. They are very finicky, very small. I use my nice up close vision. that I can see them all.
Amory Burgess, for Adepticon, I'm probably still going to be painting Golden Demon entries on site. Any advice on airline travel with a fully loaded go bag Evo, or is Fort Wapple going to have enough Pro Acryl supply? So for flying with paint, you will want to take the foam trays that are loaded up with paint out of the go bag. Put them maybe in like a plastic bag or something. Like Jason just used a grocery bag. He literally took the foam tray, put it in a grocery bag, put it in his suitcase, and then the stuff that was needed in like that he needed that room for, he put in the go bag. Carried the go bag on the plane, and it was fine. We've also had people say, now we have not personally done this, but there have been people in chat who have said that they've checked their go bag and it works. So that's something you might consider. And then Fort Wapple will have a rack of Pro Acryl.
Yep.
So
no,
we're just coordinating that, getting it, making sure that it's
we were just
loaded
all
up
today.
And yeah, you should be set either way, however you want to do it. I'm guessing that's like an emoji of some sort. From on our chat, it says face fuchsia tongue out.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I remember them saying something about the emotes
the
from
emojis,
other people's chats being kind of weird.
Don't work. They don't translate.
Yeah.
But we do love, it's very exciting that people are watching the stream on YouTube. We've discovered some cool features about the YouTube stream. Well, one is that if you don't get here right on time on YouTube, you can rewind and watch from the beginning,
which is super nice.
Yeah. I don't know if we've figured out that whether or not you can play it at faster speed to catch up. I'm not sure.
Somebody on YouTube can probably tell us.
I always type out my emojis. Doesn't everyone? Winky face. My favorite thing when hashtags were first becoming popular, my favorite thing was to actually write out the word hashtag.
Oh, geez. Yikes.
Adepticon last year was your introduction to Pro Acryl. Awesome.
Fantastic.
So maybe you met Baby J. He was brand new at the booth there.
I was even more Baby J than I was now.
Newborn Baby J. All the other black and white paints were out of stock. Love at first use. Well, we're glad that you found us that way and stuck with us. The bold titanium white is the gateway drug.
It really is. It's the drug that gets everybody to go, ooh, I need to buy this.
It's the paint that started the whole line of Pro Acryl. So, yes, we definitely like to think it's the best in the industry.
And the fact that it's still killing it.
We get a lot of people who confirm that opinion.
Yeah,
but
we do.
Of course, just like anything, it's opinion. But we are very proud of our bold titanium white. We're proud of the whole line and all of our products.
True. And the cool thing is, this is like a really interesting that I've found about Monument as a company compared to a lot of other companies. If we find something that's like not optimal, or we can do a better like part with it,
thank you.
We will always make those updates. So like you're always going to get the best product, because we, at the end of the day, we want to use all these paints ourselves. So if they're not hitting the bar, we're gonna move them up. So we're
there
gonna
are things that haven't made it out to the world because
matte varnish is a great example.
Quite right. So that's one thing, yes, that we are we use everything that we make.
Mm-hmm. We most certainly do.
And we make things that we think are useful.
Yeah.
And we work with awesome partners like Mindwork Games to bring their miniatures to North America, making them a little easier to get your hands on.
This is one of those.
One of them.
Do we have a store link so people can check it out? We have all these models available on our store if you guys want to check them out. This particular line has 2 other miniatures that you can pair with it that are all very, very cool.
Pro Acryl apostling here in Hawaii. Oh my goodness. There's a store in Hawaii that carries them?
That's amazing.
That's awesome. I wonder if that might be through our distributor. I wonder if Flip knows the store.
It's Philip. He probably does.
If they get it from us. I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos, and the consensus was that Pro Acryl White was the best, so I ordered the whole line. No regrets. A year later.
That's what we're talking about. Thank you.
Although I do supplement with Turbo Dark because there's no shifting paint yet. Probably won't be. Sorry. You never know, but it's one that is more likely in the no column than in the yes column.
Oh, yeah. It's certainly.
Who in the office is going to paint the puppeteer?
The puppeteer?
I don't know.
Nobody yet.
Who in the office is going to paint Galactus?
Christopher.
Megalodon, thank you for that sub.
What's up, Megalodon? Good to see you, buddy.
Painting by the
Ooh.
Hill. Speaking of minis from Monument, I get to start working on Morgan this weekend. Awesome.
What a great miniature.
That is, while you may have gotten it from us, that is, which one is that? Journeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Journeyman.
Morgan. Yes.
Yes. Morgan is from Journeyman Miniatures.
I always get the Morgan and Morgan Le Fay mixed up.
Oh, Morgan. Yeah. Morgana Le Fay, yeah.
And those are from 2 different. They're both from different ones.
Is Morgana Le Fay is
Mindwork. Yeah. Wadtomaton.
Do you have the Morgan or the big statue one? Painting by the Hill.
Oh yeah, because there's the like 1/6
big
scale one, which is huge. Or the small.
That's
one.
the one Jade got, right?
I remember Jade came to swap it out, and I think
for the bigger.
She swapped it out for the larger one.
Okay.
Yeah.
1/10 Morgan. 1/10 Morgan. Yeah.
Oh, it's 1/10.
The big one.
Yeah, it's huge.
YouTube will play at 2 times speed until it catches up. Awesome. Highly recommend the Chipmunk Show. You got the big one, Jade? A good one. Have you painted any of it yet? I don't remember. I feel like we've talked about it, but I can't remember.
I don't think so.
You primed it. Awesome. I think I'm gonna have to just watch one of the streams at double speed, just because.
To see?
Yeah.
It'd be weird.
Just to hear how
to
we
be honest.
sound.
It would be really weird to watch.
I watch some of my TikTok videos at double speed. Some of them are just a little too long to get through it faster.
TikTok lets you do 2x speed?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Because they also let you post like 10-minute videos now.
Oh, God. Okay, got it.
You listen to Audible at 1.25. Any higher messes with me. Yeah, I can definitely see that could be a little distracting. So are you just kind of in like finishing touches right now?
Yeah, I'm kind of like going through, hitting all the like the areas like the inside of this that didn't have any color on it, putting paint on the hands, finishing that backsplash. We're gonna put a wash on that black splash just to darken it up and define those recesses a little bit more. And then the water is mostly done. And I got the the reflections on this, but I need to bring this up a little bit brighter. Same with this. But I think we're looking really good so far.
Well, I watch most things at 1.5 or 2 times speed. Watching at normal speed makes people sound drunk. I do think though that the opposite, when you slow things down, that's really funny.
Yeah, boy, to paint you. Worth it.
2.75, it doesn't even seem real. How can you
That's
understand
so
anything?
that's so fast. Like, can you imagine like trying to consume audiobooks like
No.
that? Just like blah 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 blah.
I can't. I don't think I would understand it.
Crazy. 1.0 is too slow. Watching paint dry at 2x speeds. Man, I wish I could do that. Just turn on the 2x speed button on the on the painting drying part of it. Just like, well, not my fault. Yes. That's the conundrum. Hair dryer, baby J. Still don't have one of those over here yet. I have one at home I can bring in. Well, I guess we should just order one. Probably easier.
Used to have a bright pink one around here somewhere.
Jason ate it. Or fed it to Cora. Either one. Did it again. Every time I turn this thing upside down.
What?
Every time I turn this thing upside down, it just doesn't like me.
Quiet today.
I know. I'm just focusing on trying to get this
you
thing
don't have
done.
anyone to talk nerd stuff with.
I know. Ben's not much of a nerd person.
Enough of a nerd, but not in the same.
Not in the same way.
Not the same kind of nerd.
Yeah. Alright. So we're just throwing a little bit of this like underglow on the bottom part of these hands.
It's 2.2 just listening. If she does paper and audio, 3+. So like if she is reading it while listening, is that what you mean by paper and audio? a hard time with audiobooks.
Really?
Yeah.
Why's that?
I don't know. Well, like audiobooks and podcasts, I can't listen to them unless that's all I'm doing. So like I can't listen to, well, that's not true. I'm not a good multitasker. So if I have something that I really need to focus on, I can't be listening to talking.
Yeah.
If I'm like checking brushes or making soap or something where it's just kind of repetitive,
Yep.
that's when I can listen to stuff and enjoy it. But otherwise I can't focus on either task enough to give enough attention.
Oh, yeah.
So if I'm like trying to if I'm trying to answer customer service emails, I can't be listening to a podcast.
Yep.
Because I can't give my full attention to either one. I don't do audiobooks. I do have podcasts that I listen to occasionally. Even in a car ride. Well, on a car ride, it depends. Sometimes I can, like, I definitely can, but sometimes I just get bored and I would rather listen to music and sing.
I ride this, like, really weird line where sometimes I'll listen to music and I'm like, I'm in the zone. Perfect. Sometimes I'll listen to music and I'll get really drowsy. And I'll just be like, and conk out. Yeah, this is really, really close. This is like super close. I'm loving this.
I love all the blue that you're doing in the, like, as reflection.
Oh yeah,
That's
and the
all
armor
really
and
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on the face and.
Mm-hmm.
So Tishma, does she do the paper and audio because she just wants to read more and it helps her get through it faster? I can see that being a thing. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Like I can definitely understand.
So what was that?
To be able to, like, if you, because she'll listen to audio and read, have the paper book as well.
So you're kind of like following along.
Yeah, and that's what she does at 3 times
Oh.
speed.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, then that I get. That kind of makes sense to me, actually. Like, that would help me, I think, with the audiobook, and it would get you through the book faster.
Yeah, for sure.
I kind of like that idea. I might have to try that, actually.
Yeah, I've never actually thought about doing that before.
Because I would, prefer to sit and actually read a book. But finding the time to sit and
Very
read a
difficult.
book doesn't happen. But if I could read and listen, and then I'd get through the book faster, that could be interesting.
Yeah, because then your brain can read it at its own pace.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, get this all sit all nicely. Hmm. Very interesting. We got most of the reflections in a good place.
So apparently Hidden Valley and Cheez-Its are teaming up for a cheesy ranch condiment.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I feel like the opposite would be good. Like, I would eat a ranch Cheez-It. But what do you do? Is it like a cheesy ranch dressing?
I think so.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Why, Chuck? Why?
I don't even know how that would work. But I would definitely eat a ranch Cheez-It. Cool Ranch Doritos.
I think they make those.
Ranch Cheez-Its?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. Cool Ranch Doritos, in my opinion, are the superior Dorito.
Are Doritos our only option?
Yeah, if we're just in the Dorito realm.
Okay.
Cool Ranch.
Yeah,
is
Cool
the way.
Ranch 100%.
Yeah.
No question in my mind.
You have very strong opinions about Cheez-Its, Chuck? In favor of them, or are you anti-Cheez-It? If you're anti-Cheez-It, Shalebi might have words for you. That used to be her go-to snack all the time. It says great for dipping, maybe intended for veggie trays or something. I don't know. I don't want cheese on my veggies. I mean, I'll put a little cheese on a salad, but like if I'm dipping carrots not in cheese.
I'm dipping carrots not in cheese.
Yeah. 100% anti-Cheez-It. Oh. Interesting. What did the Cheez-Its do to you?
Yeah, what did the Cheez-Its do to you? And why have you pissed them off so? Doesn't seem
No, I don't
very
think
nice.
he's pissed them off. I think that the Cheez-Its pissed him off. Is
Fair.
what I would gather.
Fair.
All the Cheez-Its belong to me!
All the cheese belonged to me.
That's
We're
like
good.
me with sour cream.
We're getting real close. I can feel the end.
Jade loves them and knows they're safe. Yeah, Jason and I have certain things like that. Sour cream, number one. But we definitely have some things that I know if it's in the house, it's all mine.
Oh, what's your biggest, like, it's in the house, it's mine?
Well, most types of cookies, because Jason is very particular about only liking crispy chocolate chip cookies. So I
Fair.
can get pretty much any other kind of cookie, and he might eat one or two,
Yeah.
but they're very, very much safe.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Lumberjack Tim, hello.
Tim. Wait, I thought I saw Tim here earlier.
Maybe he was and then left.
Maybe.
But he is here now and said sup.
Sup, Tim.
We can't see what you're doing.
Oh,
The
dang it.
model's upside down.
Dang it. This model has taught me so much about these models and how I really need to. Oh, that arm looks cool now
Well, that's good.
with the blue on the inside of the elbow like that.
Anthony Guido DeJohn watching. Said, whoa, what a model. Well done.
Whoa, thank you.
Right. Just getting some finishing touches on it right now. Tim. Don't you love that, Tim?
What did Tim do?
Well,
this
Tim
time?
wrote, zombies got rid of the booty. And then he tried to correct it by saying zombies. It's supposed to be zambies, but his phone keeps correcting it to zombies.
Oh, that's funny.
The robot has been done for 3 days now.
Have you ever had that before, where your autocorrect like
Yes, and you keep
you-
sending and you try to correct
yeah,
it.
and you
Every
keep
time
on
you
getting
hit
it
send,
wrong.
it changes it. Yes,
Yeah.
and you're like, ah.
Oh, I had that happen to somebody recently. I was just like, all right, I'm not even gonna say this word anymore. I'm done. I tap out.
What?
What?
What is wrong with people?
What?
So
What happened?
The point of this was that Zambi's had her booty emote, her little
Uh-huh.
butt emote,
Yeah.
and Hot Tomato just said she rated Miniac and someone reported it and Twitch removed it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's
The
that
shaky
happened to
booty
us.
emote?
Yeah, happened to us with the upside down heart.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's really dumb considering I could probably go out and find half naked girls streaming right now.
Yeah.
With
Twitch,
real butts.
Twitch literally
on Twitch
made that stuff
not
legal.
animated butts.
Not too long ago.
Animated zombie butts. I'm sorry, not quite the same.
That's so unfortunate.
People are the worst.
That really sucks. I'm like actually kind of upset about this.
Yeah.
Not even my emote. It's not even our emote, and I'm upset about it.
Yeah. Oh, so Tim, you were here, but it was raining, and you were walking from your rig to your truck. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was about to say I could have sworn that I saw you, like right at the beginning of stream, for a little bit.
I can't remember because that was almost an hour and a half ago.
Yeah. That's okay.
That is pretty dumb. We had our heart, which I can do in a moment here. Anyway, our heart with the flames on it. We had an upside down heart that had what looked like a little thong on it, and we weren't allowed.
That's silly. Silly gooses.
Yep.
Silly gooses. Ya gooses are all silly.
Yeah. Kind of like that, but it was upside down, and I don't think it had the fuse on it. Our upside down heart is in our Discord emotes?
I think so, yeah.
Checking that. It sure is. Oh my gosh. That's cool.
It was saved.
Yeah.
From Twitch.
It lives on.
Yeah, it lives on
Despite
within Discord.
The powers that be at Twitch. And their weird rules. Reporting emotes is a big old nope. Look at my Bella. We still have our Bella nope emote.
All right. I'm actually I'm gonna do a thing really quick.
You should, Ghost Hunter. I might do that too, actually. We're gonna start liking all the pictures with the upside down heart.
We're gonna take our black primer with our freshly cleaned brush.
Hey.
Heyo. Thank you, Jen.
Did you rinse all the brush goop out of it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna throw some primer on the side of this thing. We may not quite be done yet, but we're getting to the point where we're doing this. This is an exciting sight. What the heck? Did you hear that?
No.
Okay. I just heard somebody go, "Wah!"
Who did?
It sounded kind of like Chris.
Oh. I mean, it was.
It came from like over yonder, but it might have been
Who knows
outside.
what they're doing over there.
It was a funny sound.
Actually, very quiet over there today, I think.
Yeah, they're being all nice and stuff. You'd think that they'd be like all noisy and obnoxious because they're both like silly, goofy people. Oh, I heard a big no from Gabe.
Oh.
So. You heard that one?
Hear something, yeah.
Yeah. I wish we had that room mic'd up so that we could talk to them during stream.
See, now you're on the top of the.
You know what? Here, you know what? Problem solved.
There you go. Just a tiny bit. There you go.
Yeah. Alright. So this is just black primer. So we're resurfacing this, giving it a nice solid coat of coverage. So we're gonna get this to dry, and then I'm gonna go back over it again with one more coat, and then I'll probably go over it with just a coal black afterwards.
For those of you who were here on, what's today? Today's Wednesday. If you were here Monday, when Jordan was mixing up a bunch of stuff with a crazy
Oh, the metallics?
brush.
Oh, yeah.
No,
yeah.
you were the brush, this brush that you're using.
Yes.
So he had this crazy beat up brush, which is the brush that's in his hand right now. And it was not a brush that he would have probably ever considered using for this, right?
Yes.
Would that be safe to say?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that brush was all gummed up with a bunch of paint and who knows what.
Unusable.
Unusable. It was, yes, assigned to the junk brush cup
Yeah.
to be used for mixing paints and mixing in the airbrush and that kind of like heavy duty stuff that, where you don't care about it. Yeah, it looked like the one on the right.
Yeah.
And we started talking about, I said, boy, that just needs some brush goop and bring it right back.
In fact, it looked worse than the one on the right. The one on the right looks pretty okay. This one was worse.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. They looked the same to me, but because they're both terrible. So so like the last 10 minutes of stream, I was like, okay, well, let me just show everyone the brush goop. So started cleaning it. Made some really good progress. If you were here on Monday at the end of stream, you saw that. But I couldn't let it go. I had to continue. So I stayed a little bit after stream and cleaned it more, and then I couldn't stop thinking about it. I went home and I kept thinking about the brush.
It's so funny to me.
I'm going back in tomorrow and I'm gonna clean it more.
She literally
I know I can get more out of it.
So you have to understand like the timeline for how all this stuff kind of works here. So during the day, like Jen usually comes over here to set up stream at about like what 2 or 1:30.
Yeah, like 1:40, like 20 minutes beforehand, just to be safe.
Yeah,
usually not usually any earlier than that. Sometimes a little later, but yeah, usually like 20 minutes.
And I just like didn't see Jen at all. I was like, where is Jen? Is she gone? Done the thing? And she comes back at like I don't know 10 till or something. Is like, look at this, and she hands me the brush, and it's just like it not perfect, but it's like super clean. And I'm like, what? Dude, have you been working on this for the past like 20 or 30 minutes? Like, what the heck? And she was like, yeah, I couldn't get it out of my head. I had to do it.
Thinking about all this stuff in that brush. So while it will never be a like new brush again.
No.
Just because of all of the
yeah, you can see the tip.
It was beat up on the top, so that as a synthetic brush, that's not going to come back.
Worth noting. These are the same brush.
Yeah, it's the same brush.
This one on the right is brand new, which I need to clean actually. Yeah. But the one on the left is what happens if you misuse it for years maybe. It was here well before I got here.
But it looked pretty good, enough for him to be using it here. And no, that was Tishman. That was just black primer.
What I'm putting on right now?
What you just put on it, yeah.
Yeah.
But Tishman said go steal some satin black for the base.
You know, ooh, I might be able to. But I was told that it might be better to wait for Jason to show things like that off on stream. which I think is a fair thing to say.
Captain Howdy. Howdy. Zombie Bunny Creations, hello. Said it looks great. Tadpole Jackson, you suck at keeping your brushes usable. Get yourself some brush goop.
Yep, Jen-tastic's Drunken Brush Goop. On our store right now. It will change your life.
It's like under $10 for a 2-ounce tin that will last you forever.
I mean, not like literally forever, but
not
like
literally forever, but like
long
long time. Like Lumberjack Tim will tell you he's had his for like 3 years. Yeah. So, and he also says he cleans his brushes after every use. Yep. You have multiple tins. Well, use it. If you use it, then your brushes will stay usable. But if you have the tins and you're not using it, then yes, that might be why your brushes are not useful. Might be 4 years now. A little goes a long way. Even with as filthy as that brush was, I didn't use too much of the brush soap.
Yeah, I haven't actually looked and seen how much you used. We're gonna look together, chat. We will investigate.
I feel like I told Jordan I was going to smooth it back out, and I don't think I did. Not too bad.
It's not too bad. You used maybe
few divots in there.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely use like a decent amount.
You can see that that spot. That's where I used it. Was where the
here.
lines are. Yeah, right up there.
Yeah, this because it was like perfectly smooth before. But I mean, that's like a 2-ounce tin. It's $10 or a little bit less.
It's like $9.50, I think.
Yeah, so like $9.50. It'll last you 4 years, and it's literally the best brush soap on the market.
It's
having used a lot of them, I can comfortably say that it is better than everything that I have ever used.
Thank you. Yeah. It has. I mean, I will say this until the end of time that it's an all-in-one product. So a lot of the brush cleaners out there are very harsh, so they're going to clean the brush really well, but then you're going to have a second product to condition it.
Yeah.
If you want your brushes to last, because your sable brushes are going to dry out just like your hair on your head. So you want to condition it as well. But Brush Goop is all in one, and you can use it for reshaping as well. After you clean it, you just put a little on your fingers and pull your brush to a point, and it's going to help keep the hair in that point for you.
It looks so much better now with the edge cleaned up.
Oh yeah. Crazy how much of a difference that makes.
Right? Yeah. I'm pretty happy all in all with like where I've gotten with this. It's
I think you should be.
Been a long road, folks. Been working on this for almost a month. Feels like at least a couple of weeks.
And yes, T. Schmid speaks the truth. You pull it to a point, rotate it, pull it to a point, rotate it, pull it to a point. You don't ever want to twist it to a point. That'll give you a fantastic point, really pretty, nice and sharp. But once you once it all dries, it's gonna be like all like splayed out. It'll just look frizzy because it's got to untwist. Slayer Street said, I still can't get over how cool this model is and how killer the NMM looks.
Thank you.
Jordan has been in NMM jail.
Yes, I have been.
How does it compare to scale jail? Which one was worse? Or less pleasant? Because none of them are bad. This is painting.
It's really interesting. I think I felt like I was working like in a weird state of like in between being done and working on it longer on the scales than this model. Yeah. Which is interesting because this model had more non-metallic metal on it because the whole thing is non-metallic metal. Mm-hmm. I think that day yesterday that I took to not paint this, the like half day because we did the thing, really helped clear my brain on this model because I came in on that day and I started like working on it. I was just like, nah, I can't. My brain doesn't work on this
Yeah.
model right now. So, but yeah, I think that gave me a lot of distance to kind of figure out the rest of it, which is awesome. I also managed to get something else really cool painted yesterday if you weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
We painted up one of my bombers for Legions Imperialis, which I think turned out pretty spectacular.
Looks good.
I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. So we got one of these down, and I got 3 more of these to paint at some point. Got a lot of other cool stuff coming, but really happy with how the recipe turned out on this. I really like this like grungy, like not quite tan. It's like a weird like reddish tan gray. And obviously you got the metal bits and a little bit of black trim on it.
Great. Captain Howdy would like to know how you would edge highlight Pro Acryl Orange.
How would I edge highlight Pro Acryl Orange? Edge highlight with it, or if you have like something painted in orange?
Oh, good distinction. I assumed
Right.
it was orange and you needed to highlight it. What should you use?
That sentence could go either way.
Yeah, I see that now.
So if you could clarify for me, Captain Howdy, that would be awesome.
I think we're right, because it's not how would you edge highlight with the Pro Acryl Orange, but how would you highlight the orange?
Yes, it's one of those things where like technically speaking, I think that's right, but I get a lot of people
Alright.
say it that way and
Something painted orange. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So if you have like let's say it's like an armor panel that you want to like edge highlight, and it is painted with Pro Acryl Orange, and it's a solid color. I would use. So there's a couple of different ways you can go about it. If you want the more like kind of realistic, kind of grungy, not grungy, but like doesn't feel super saturated in poppy colors, I would go with like a pale, like almost what's it called? Like orange ice cream type color.
Sherbet?
Yeah, orange sherbet. Yeah, so it's got that like, if you just mix white into it, it's basically what you're gonna get. It's like not a salmony color because it's more orange. There isn't any red to it. But I mean, I can even do a quick demo. Right?
Yeah,
It's easy enough.
Yeah, because I feel like we should be answering this with a
Specific
Yeah.
demonstration. Do I have something over here? Yes.
And Emery Burgess. No, Jordan's not participating or not entering Golden Demon.
No, I don't really do painting competitions. And by not really, I don't do painting competitions. I do not do them.
Yeah, Ghost Hunter. That's what I was thinking too. That pale yellow.
Yeah, pale yellow would be a great color to use for an edge highlight. I mean, you could do like warm yellow, golden yellow, pale yellow, bismuth yellow when it eventually comes out here soon. You can do that with. This is going to take a few coats to get the shoulder pad right from a full coverage perspective. Yeah, orange and pale yellow for the win.
Hi, game delay.
You can even mix a
Sorry, you
little
had
bit of
a
pale
meeting.
yellow into the orange too. It would look really good. That'll get you that kind of color, right? So this is orange. Here's your like sherbet color, and then you can go somewhere in between.
And how'd you get that?
Just pale yellow and orange.
Pale yellow and orange.
Yeah. And then that's a little less orange, or a little more orange, I should say.
Jade, I love that. Jade said a coworker of mine and I were having rough days. I told him to go home and make art. Then we will share photos of what we worked on. I like it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's very little other things that you would want to do to recover from a crappy day than paint art. Or paint art. Than create art.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun. Relaxing. Get your brain out of it, for me
Yeah.
at least. Luckily, I don't have a ton of those days, which is great.
Ghost Hunter, or I'm sorry, Game Delay, the Valley of the Sun is Arizona, or is Phoenix.
Game Delay trying to steal our thunder?
Well, Game Delay said meetings across the valley should not be scheduled at 2 p.m. And Ghost Hunter said, which valley? The new Valley of the Sun? Or what's the new Valley of the Sun? I don't know. We are maybe the old Valley of the Sun. But Game Delay said, yes, that's where I live and work.
Hmm.
But I know that Game Delay does not live in Phoenix.
There's a lot of places that are referred to as the Valley, right?
The Valley of the Sun?
Oh,
No,
was
I
there
think just
specific?
one.
Oh, the New Valley Sun? That's weird. What kind of weirdness are you coming up with there, Ghost Hunter? Oh, I'm sorry, Jade. I hope that painting has improved your evening, afternoon, day.
It's probably late afternoon for Jade is.
All right, so we're using our mix with that kind of like Gerberty color. For an edge highlight.
The new Valley of the Sun transcends space and time, by which I mean that meeting was too long. Oh yeah, that looks good.
And then if you really wanted to go super bright with it, you can. You can go with the pale yellow right out of the bottle. You're gonna get a really bright edge highlight though.
Grandma said, "What are you guys doing when motivation to paint is lower than usual?"
Work on a different project.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was just talking about earlier, right? It's like when I got into work, or when I stepped into the studio yesterday, I took a look at the reach, and I was just like, I can't do this today. My brain cannot comprehend this. So I decided to take a break and work on something else. And I ended up having a really nice and refreshing, day of painting whatever yesterday. And I came back and started working on this, and it was, now we're basically finishing it up, right? Which is awesome. So yeah, so this is kind of how I would approach doing the edge highlights.
And Dramus, you could, maybe like read a book or listen to a book that's related to one of the games you play. I know Jason talks about the books and stuff all the time. I know that there are lots of stories that are adjacent to the games. That might help. You listen to something and like, you can picture it in your head. You want to go paint it, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Howdy said, I'll have to try the pale yellow. I've tried white and bright ivory and was not satisfied with the results. Myself and my Tau army greatly appreciate the help and demo.
Of course. That's what we're here for. We're not just here for the fart jokes, although I know that's why you guys stick around. So this layer of the coal black that I'm using is going to lock in that primer layer to keep it really nice and strong. So we use that primer layer to cover all of the bits that had rubbed off. And now we're locking in those layers with a nice layer of acrylic paint on top of the primer.
Wait, you tell jokes? Maybe not good ones.
Yeah, I might do the satin black on the edge of the base for this. I think that would look really nice.
Dramus, do you have friends who hobby? Sometimes just, having someone to paint with can make it more interesting and fun. Feeling like you're in a rut.
So one of the things I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through and do some dark lines to clean up some areas. This way. Ooh, this is a rough kind of angle to get to.
Sandra, we talk about this every day. You even have the number of people who hobby. I have a funny Jason and Kyle story.
You do?
Yeah. So
Okay.
last night, Jason, when they were done,
Mhm.
I'm sure just both went back to their rooms. And Jason, when he travels and doesn't have his game to occupy his time in the evening, like his video game,
Yeah.
he will watch like Instagram reels and YouTube shorts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And every time that he's been away in the evenings, he sends me like an endless amount of videos.
I know where this is going.
So he on Instagram, so he texted me at one point and he's like, he said something like, "I'm sending you a bunch of bangers right now." And I was like, "Oh, great." So
Okay.
in Instagram. So I go into Instagram and yeah, sure enough, there were like 15 videos that he had been sending me.
Okay.
And it continued throughout the evening and there definitely he sends me funny things and cute pets and things like that. So then at the end of the night, it was, I don't know, maybe like 10 o'clock or something. He's like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm done sending the bangers. Have a good night. I love you." And sent that text. And then he said, "And by the way, I also just sent that to Kyle by mistake." So he first sent that text to Kyle. So he told Kyle that he loved him and to have a good night.
I bet Kyle responded in kind.
I forgot to ask. I need to ask.
I bet you Kyle was just like, "Don't worry, love you too. See you tomorrow." That's so funny though. Got a good laugh, I am sure.
Sorry.
So the goal of what I'm doing right here, folks, is to clean everything up and create really nice, sharp, contrasting lines between all the elements that are a little fuzzy.
Game Billy said, I like to paint what I love, which is pretty ladies and very odd things. That keeps me motivated.
Awesome.
Spitfire Miniatures said first.
You
are
are,
first, Spitfire.
In fact, not first.
Having a reason to paint is always helpful. I get bogged down if I don't have something like a game or event deadline. Good job, champ. Ooh, D&D mini to paint. It's a fancy conquest mini. Gonna take a while.
Nice. What fancy conquest mini are you working on?
Dramus works 2 weeks away from, or no. Oh, your painting friend works 2 weeks away from his home and life is hitting him right now. That's why I paint with you guys and talk with you. Great advice. Well, great advice if it's advice that works for you.
Yeah.
Wad, we're all in on the joke, so it's a good thing for you. And Ghost Hunter is painting a tempered sorcerer.
Oh, very cool. That's the like pre-release for the new sorcerer faction, right?
And it is $350.
Oh my gosh,
you.
really?
Yeah.
Well, I think tomorrow will be the official day that we finish this. I'll have to come up with something to paint.
Gotta figure out what your next project. Oh, I guess your next project is right here. Is that all yours?
Yeah. Yeah, I got projects for days.
You got things to do.
Yeah.
You got a few options.
Yeah. That's the next thing that I need to get done for my personal projects. So I might take that and work on that for a little bit.
Captain, how do you work 16-hour shifts?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I hope you have like 4 days off in between.
He said, I paint to stay awake. And Ghost Hunter said, is a fire hair wizard guy from Dugom? I don't know that.
Dwegom. So it's the yeah. It's like the dwarf wizard guy.
Wait, how did you pronounce that word?
Dwegom is the way that they pronounce it.
Oh.
Dwegom.
So that's what happens with made up words. You can say them however you want.
That's true.
Something is going to get finished on stream.
I've
Better be here
finished
for
stuff
it.
on
Mark that
stream
day
before.
down on your calendar.
Look, I've finished plenty of models.
Jordan
on
does
stream.
finish almost everything he works on, to be fair. Oh my gosh. Shorthanded, so you work 6 days a week. Well, then I hope then you're getting overtime. Because that is insane. Yeah, you're getting lots of armies painted. Well, that's good.
Wait, 16 hours a day.
6 days a week.
What do you do?
Security guard.
Oh my gosh. I hope they pay you the buku bucks.
You don't have to tell us, but is it like what type of place do you keep secure? Security for a defense contractor.
Yeah, that's pretty serious security.
I mean, it sounds like it.
I have a friend who works for a defense contractor, and
Is that like a government thing?
they're typically, well, they're government contracts, right?
Okay.
Usually is the way I understand it, and they have like, oftentimes it's like top secret security clearance required type stuff, so it's very, very much secure.
Yeah. Probably checks your badge at the gate. Captain Howdy, am I remembering correctly? Do you live in Arizona, or am I wrong on that? Arkansas. Oh, okay. Sorry. And you didn't ever live in Arizona at one point?
Yeah.
Maybe there was another Captain Howdy. Or it was Captain something. I feel like he used to come and pick up orders all the time. But maybe it wasn't Howdy. Stony Yodeler's awesome.
Stony, what happened?
Said my new mini go bag just arrived and it's perfect. Love the big go bag, but I think this one will get more use. Got my refills for white, black, and mahogany too. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Yes, those new bags are arriving.
That's so awesome.
People are getting them in their hands. The Neo, the Mini, and the Sidecar, which is just a fun accessory. And then, of course, the Go Bag Evo, which is still fantastic.
God, I love this model. Have I said this before? I feel like I should say it again. I am obsessed with this model.
Well, Tomato said I'm imagining an action movie where like Jason Statham is taking out a bunch of dudes, and then in the background there's one guy painting Space Marines, not realizing the action is happening. In his own little miniature painting world.
I'm thinking about watching a movie tonight. That sounds like fun.
What, you're gonna watch a movie tonight?
I think so.
You watch.
I don't know.
Datotron, this model is called Reach.
It's called Reach.
And it is from Mindwork Games. But it can be purchased if you're in the US, at least. Well, if you're in anywhere in the world, you can purchase it from us. If you happen to be in Europe, it's probably better to purchase it directly from Mindwork.
Yeah, Mindwork is an Italian company.
They're Italian, and they make amazing miniatures that are usually limited runs.
Yeah, they do a lot of really cool work with artists. So they have like a signature series in a very similar vein to how we do it, where they have like an artist that they work with, and they will turn that artist's pieces of art into three-dimensional miniatures. And they do a spectacular job. They really, really do.
And this one is called Reach. We also, on our website, have models from Journeyman Miniatures, which has some very cool miniatures. And then we have one that we make ourselves, which is called a Texture Trainer. And it's just a really cool little flat, it's like half of a bust, kind of, with a bunch of different textures on it to help you paint, just for practice, painting metal and leather and fur and hair and skin and all kinds of stuff. What is sold out? Our Texture Trainer or this model?
This model shouldn't be sold out. should have
maybe
plenty.
our texture trainer. There were this morning. I did put a few texture trainers in stock.
Yes.
Okay. And did you check recently, like within the past 30 minutes? I did put some. I put a few on there today, so you might check today, see if there's any there. If not, we should have them probably back next week.
Yep. Just remember, we make these in house as well, so we're working on ramping up our ability to get more of them in stock quicker and more.
Oh, if you were shopping last night, they were out, but today there were more in, but only a few, so they might be gone again. But check it out, see if you might be able to grab one. Let me go lock up real quick.
Okay, great. Let's see here. Baby J might be the wrong person to ask this. I'm painting a He-Man terrain. Started with dark golden brown. You want to dry brush highlights. What color would you use for a cartoony style color to go over it? I would start with yellow ochre. Well, I guess what color do you want it to be, Tim? Like, what's the vibe that I'm going for from a color perspective? Gonna have a pale green castle sitting on it. So yeah, definitely something warmer. Your dark warm flesh is a good starting point. Dark warm flesh is a pretty similar value to the dark golden brown. So what I might what would I recommend for this? Let's see here. Ooh, I would do like dark sienna or burnt sienna rather. So yeah, Tim, I would do like burnt sienna dry brush over that, and then you can lift that a bit by doing a bit of like pale yellow, or not pale yellow, yellow ochre, or you could do a layer of like burnt orange and then yellow ochre on top. I think would look really good. You can see how this kind of does a good job of creating all this contrast between each of the armor plates. I can then go back in and do some more edge highlights if I need to in certain areas. The texture trainers are ordered. You picked up 2. Awesome, Datatron. Non-metallic metal scares the crap out of you. I mean, it can be scary to start. I totally get it. I mean, I've been doing it for a long time. I spent a lot of time practicing it. Just, spend a lot of time observing what real world stuff looks like what metal and your environment looks like, and then try and replicate that. spend a lot of time, looking at how other people interpret non-metallic metal is another thing as well. Like, it's okay to replicate the way other people do painting, as long as you're learning from it, right? When you replicate somebody else's work, you're learning from their process and their perspective and how they approach the projects. So it can be really, really helpful for a lot of people to do that. See you later, Jade. Have a wonderful evening. I'm going to finish this foot, and then I think we're probably good for the day.
Oh, Dadotron got some texture trainers.
Yep.
Awesome. Came in at a good time.
Yeah, we've got some for you. That was quick. Is everything all squared away?
Oh, yeah. Even by the time I even got there.
Oh, well. All right.
Ready to go home.
Philip's got you covered.
Finishing up the last run of paint for the day.
Oh, nice.
Out in the back.
Yeah, we are very excitedly working on some super special paints.
Mm-hmm.
We're making it start right away.
That's me. Hi.
Whew. Doing all this really, really fine line work is always a bit of a pain. Although it helps that I have a brand new brush to do it with.
It's crazy how much of a difference that's making.
Oh, yeah. Oh, doing all the lines?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of the time, when you get a little bit of spillage over on some parts of a model, you start to lose some of that definition. And I really like super high contrast, especially when I'm doing stuff like non-metallic metal. Because it really, it makes it really pop when you do the dark lines, right? Keeps everything from smushing together.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like it. This is the story behind the drunken part of that title. Yes. Well, it has beer in it.
It has beer in it.
There you go. But just because it has ingredients that are edible does not mean you should eat it. Please don't. Nope. I mean, there might be Dadotron, but I'm not going to add any scent to it. The scent that it comes with is not very strong, so, I don't think that I want to add anything to cover it up.
Yeah, I think we gotta finish up the face tomorrow. Do a little bit more on the inside, maybe, like for that angle. Not that I think it needs a lot. Finish up more of the dark lining. Because, you look at this foot, right? And then you look at that foot. And you can see all the individual little lines and the kind of the webbing on the foot. And then this over here is a lot softer. Hard to see those things. Same thing with the hip joint, right? Same idea. The hip joint on this side doesn't have that dark ring in the center. Just misses a little bit of that, that oomph. This arm's another great example, right? Missing all of that dark lining that you get on this one. can see I did it all on the front a little bit. So we can go back in, we can push it even further.
As you're doing those last details, I'm going to put some links up here for everyone. We're going to start to wrap things up for the day.
Yes.
So the first one is our store link. This is where you can pick up any of the paint, the brushes, even the model that Jordan is painting right now can be purchased on monumenthobbies.com. So check that out if you've liked anything you've seen today. We also work with a number of friendly local game stores around the world, and we list many of them on our website under our store locator tab. So if you want to see if maybe there's an option for you to buy locally, check that link. A lot of them also offer shipping and can ship worldwide. Sometimes the stores will have things that we don't have, and so it's always worth checking them out. There's also some options if you are outside of the United States. We do have distributors in Canada, Mexico, Europe, the UK, and Australia. So lots of options worldwide if you want to try and shop locally. We have our Discord, which is our community of awesome fans of Pro Acryl and just awesome hobbyists in general. 3,595 amazing artists in the Discord, including one named Ghost Hunter 2001. It's a fantastic community. We do monthly painting challenges that are super fun. We just did a review of our February challenge yesterday. The March challenge is live and ready for you to participate in, so go check that out. It's a way for you to have a direct line of communication into Monument Hobbies HQ. We do product announcements, some teasers, the stream announcements are there. It's a great place, so check it out. And then lastly is our YouTube link. Some of you are over there right now watching us live. We've been streaming live on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously for about a week now. YouTube is where we keep all of the past streams, and now they're just there automatically, which is great. You don't have to wait for Gabe to upload them. We have some tutorial video content over there. We have all of our commercial content. So if you're not on social media and don't get to see our fun ads, check them out on YouTube. And I think that's all of them.
Fantastic.
I covered everything. We stream Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 Arizona time. That's right now. It's 4:11 p.m. here right now as we're wrapping up. And we do not change for daylight saving. Daylight saving time starts on Sunday. We don't change. So
is it really this Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
So you guys will start wanting to, or you're going to want to start thinking about adjusting your time, because I don't think we're changing it.
No, we're not.
We're not changing ours. So we will be 2 to 4, but starting on Sunday, we'll match up with Pacific time. Because in Arizona, we do what we want. And what we want is to not change our clocks. So that's all of us. That's what we do. That's our links. That's our info. If you enjoyed what you've seen today and you're not already following, we hope you will hit that follow button and join us again sometime.
Awesome.
Anything else you want to add or talk about before we wrap things up?
You guys are spectacular. Just want to drop one of those in there for you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for all of the raiders who are still hanging out with us today. Yep. Thank you for the raid. And do we talk about finding somebody to raid after this?
We're going to raid right now.
Awesome.
The raid will only happen for people watching on Twitch. So if you are on YouTube and you want to continue watching some great painters, hop on over here and join us on our raid.
Awesome.
And we'll see you guys next time.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Bye.
Bye.